What's up, YouTube? So it's time to do another In the Bag update video. I've had a couple of requests on my channel to do one, and I definitely have some new plastic to show you guys, so I figured I might as well. All discs I'm about to show you are just all my throwers. They don't all fit in my bag at once, so I'll just compile a system based on what I think I need for that day, depending on the course and the condition and stuff like that. Still putting with magnets, soft magnets, love them. I got these 3 chewed up. This one is my oldest disc, favorite disc by far. It's around 165 grams. This one's usually my main putter. I'll definitely switch to it if I have a long putt, like kind of a jump putt kind of situation, or I'm trying to go for it. I'm playing doubles or something like that. My partner's underneath the bucket. I'll try to run it with this thing. Seems to always get pretty close. This one is around max weight, so I'll use it for a little bit more stable shot, and if the winds are picking up, I'll most likely switch to this guy for those situations. Good disc though, pretty interchangeable. This one is 170, and it's the most warped and beat up out of the 3. Definitely the flippiest, so I'll use this one for little kind of backhand turnovers and flick turnovers, to try to get hit the basket from around trees and stuff like that. I'll also use this one for an interesting shot where it's basically a hyzer flip turnover. So throw it down on a hyzer, but as long as I really hit it, with a full throw, it'll stand up for a second and then it'll turn over and float in to the right, so I can kind of make some big sweeping turns with this guy. So I like it for that. It's a good disc. Get those out of the way. Also got MVP anode. This one I think is just a regular medium anode or whatever. I'd like to get a soft one eventually if I keep liking this one like I have been so far. Good disc. I've mostly been using this one for drives and approaches. Still definitely in the testing phase. Haven't used it too much, but so far it seems to really hold the line well. Very straight and just finish soft to the left. Doesn't seem to turn very much. Just kind of holds the line you put it on, and then very minimal fade. Good disc. Digging it so far. Good glide on it. I got a couple of clutch, legacy clutch putters. This one is an Excel edition plastic. This one is in the gravity plastic, which is basically like a soft feel. These are basically magnets, very similar discs designed after the magnet, and I really like them. They're good discs. I feel like they're a little bit more stable than magnets, although it's hard to say because they're much fresher than mine. All my softies are really beat, so could just be that, but they do seem to be a hair faster for sure. So just a little bit faster, hold the line a little bit better. So I'm digging this one a lot for short drives, and I'll definitely use it for approaches. And sometimes, certain days, I'm really digging it inside the circle, but sometimes not so much. It's kind of weird. My putting's been kind of wacky lately. This one I just picked up, only played one round with it. Seems to be a little bit flippier than the Excel edition, but seems to be really good inside the circle. Holds just a dead straight line and starts finishing soft to the left and slamming chain. So I think this guy could end up being my main putter over the summer. See how that goes. This is an ESP Zone by Discraft. Awesome disc. I've almost traded a couple times just because it's seems like everybody kind of wants one, but they're really good to have in your system, so I'm going to hold on to it. Just a great disc for windy days. If you have a little headwind putt, you can trust this thing. It's not going to go squirrely on you. A little headwind approach, the same thing. I can't throw it very far, so it's basically just a putter approach disc. But I will throw it off the tee if I have like a short shot, there's a little headwind, or I'm looking for a little skip when it lands. This guy does a good job, so it's good to have something like this in your bag that you can trust won't turn over no matter what. On to some mid-ranges. Got the ESP Meteor in the bag. This guy is super versatile disc. Really like it. It's got a lot of glide, and it just really will fly just about any route you need it to. From a straight shot that'll finish a little soft to the left. It'll hold a turnover really well. You can just throw it flat and it'll turn. If you give it some anhyzer, you can get it to turn hard and really carry out to the right strong. And also super nice for flip up smooth hyzer lines where I'll throw it up down on the hyzer, but up into the air and let it kind of float in. Really accurate, beautiful disc. I got a Pro D drone. Just carrying this one mostly if I want to throw a mid-range, but I'm afraid I might lose it. I'll probably throw this guy because it's Pro D. I don't really worry about it. But it's a good flyer. It's mostly straight. I'll actually turn a little bit and then usually finish back pretty strong on the left because it's a drone. Once it slows down, it'll finish out left. But since it's Pro D, it's ultimately a pretty straight flyer. Good disc. My main mid-ranges right now for straight shots and hyzer shots are the Axis by MVP. These things are just awesome. Basically replace my buzzes with these because they fly a little bit farther and a little bit straighter overall, and I think they just look awesome. This green one is just super cool. Really like it. This one's actually a first run. This one is just a regular one, but they're both right around max weight. Pretty much backups. Really nice straight flyers and pretty dependable discs. Really liking them. This is the Vector. Also a great disc from MVP. Really digging MVP plastic lately. You might have seen some of my reviews and stuff, but this one is basically pretty similar to the Axis, only it'll finish a lot stronger to the left and it'll hold up to a wind pretty well. So you can really kind of rip it flat and it'll just hold it all the way, finish left. You can also throw it with a little Annie and it'll fight out pretty much all the way and give you like a pretty straight shot all the way. Good disc, I like it. On to some drivers. Still got my old Stalker. This is probably my second oldest disc at this point to my soft magnet, but haven't really been carrying it a lot lately because I've been really digging the next discs I'm about to show you, but it still could come out at any time. It's basically like a longer mid-range, flies like a mid-range with the distance of a fairway driver or so. Good disc, you know, might get carried, you never know. Right now for fairway drivers, I'm throwing the Neutron Volt from MVP. You might have seen my review on these, pretty glowing review. They're really awesome discs. This one is 166, the yellow one's 170. This one right here is one of the farthest flying, if not the farthest flying disc in my bag. I can get a ton of distance out of this thing because it'll turn and kind of fight back, and then the fade is kind of forward fade on it, so it just keeps going. I really like this thing because I can just throw a really smooth finesse shot with it. It has so much glide and carry that it's just great. So really digging these for straight shots. One thing I didn't mention in my review because I didn't really have the information at that time was how they handle the wind. And they don't seem to handle the wind very well, I'll tell you. You know, I actually expected them to be better from a tailwind than they actually ended up being. So really for the woods and low wind days, these things are amazing. If the winds are kicking up, they aren't that great, and I'll probably switch. I've been switching back to my Forces for windy days, but really the wind out here in Oregon, Pacific Northwest is usually pretty minimal. I was just playing around out at Bonneville down in the Columbia Gorge, and the wind kicking down there, so I got a chance to see how they act in the wind. Don't do very well in a headwind for sure, and in tailwind they don't have as much glide as I expected them to. But for straight shots and smooth hyzer shots in the woods and on low wind days, these things are absolutely amazing. Super accurate, tons of glide, love them. I also have some Flex Surge SS. I got, this one's my go-to. I've had this thing for a while now. It's a really great disc for a finesse straight shot. And also my main disc for turnovers. It holds a turnover really, really well. Excellent disc. I love the grip of it, and it always seems to find the line pretty well. I got this one as a backup. It's heavier. I think this one's like 172. This one's like 168 or something like that. This one is heavier. It's a little bit less beat, so it's actually quite a bit more stable. This one actually flies more like a regular Surge for me right now. I'm just kind of keeping it as a backup, but it's got a great grip and a nice disc. And finally, all I have is a bunch of Forces for my high-speed stuff. These are my go-tos for just about every shot. Unless I'm throwing the Volt off the tee, I'm going to be throwing some kind of Force. This one is 150 really chewed up, super flippy. I really only carry it for like rollers or standstill shots because it's so flippy that it'll just kind of turn a little bit and fight back if I throw it from a standstill, because I don't get as much energy without a run up. So carry it for that, but really not too much these days. It's super beat in. These two pinkies are starting to get pretty flippy as well. They're both 152. They still fly pretty much exactly the same, and they're still useful for tailwinds, low wind situations, finesse shots, straight shots. They're really good. If you have a little tailwind and you're trying to work out around a tree, I like to throw a big spike hyzer shot with these, where I just let them throw them up high on a hyzer up into the wind and let the tailwind kind of knock them down towards the bucket. They do a good job for that. This one is like 168. It's pretty chewed up, but it still just flies really straight overall. It doesn't have a ton of turn. This is probably my straightest flying one overall. I dig it for just pinpoint, straight down the line shots. This one is right around max weight. I think it's 174 or so. It's the heaviest one I have in the bag, and digging it right now. I can put more oomph on it. Actually handles the headwind quite well. Just a really nice disc. It'll, into a stiff headwind, it'll turn a little bit, but it'll still fight back and get good distance. So I've been throwing this one quite a bit lately. Good one. These pinkies I just picked up. They're a little domey, and they're what are they? They're 170s. Pretty much identical. Haven't thrown them much lately, but I only carried one of them, but they're pretty much identical, so I think they're going to fly exactly the same. Nice stable flyers for right now. I like to have a fresh one, or a fresh one in the bag at all times. So I'll leave one of those at home and kind of cycle them in to keep them beat in at the same route and the same rate, rather. Then I have a couple of Z-Forces. This one is 170. It's a little beat in. This one is right around 170 as well. Maybe a hair more heavy, maybe 172, something like that. They both are great for headwinds, stiff headwinds, and skip shots. That's really all I use them for. Really hard hooking left shots and headwinds. So I carry one of the two of these at all times to fill that roll in the bag. So that's my bag. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about any of these discs or any kind of disc golf related topic, as always, you can hit me up. Shoot me a comment, send me an email, personal message, whatever you like, and I'll get right back to you. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.